Well, you know I had to do it, right? I mean, it's part of the job. New iPhones. You need me to check them out because I tell it like it is. No special privilege. These came from the store. Money bought these things right here. Tim Cook, he never came around. The tweets went out. The retweets went out from you guys. He never came around. No special treatment for Unbox Therapy here on YouTube. All right, now some YouTubers, they got treated fairly nicely. So I commend Apple for at least doing that. But in my case, not the case. In my case. But because of that, I feel free, you know, like a bird. I feel like I can just look at these things, evaluate these things, interact with these things like you do when you go to the store and you take out your card and you watch as your hard-earned dollars are transferred to the most valuable company on the planet. Yeah, that's right. What are they, $1 trillion? Will, $1 trillion? Where are you? Will, $1.05 trillion. Obviously, customers, they decide who wins and who loses in this game. So people, they love their iPhones. And for good reason. I mean, let's be honest. Let's have a little chat here. If it wasn't for that original iPhone, we're not here today. I gotta tell you guys, you know, I get a rep from a lot of people. They say, Lou, you're always hating on Apple. Look, please, hating on Apple. I wouldn't be here on YouTube without Apple, without Final Cut Pro and me experimenting with video editing once upon a time. That ain't me. I ain't that hater. I use everything. It's my job, you see? I have to look at the whole scope. So I take that responsibility very seriously. The info, the intel I'm trying to deliver. In front of me right now, I have the new XS and the new XS Max. Of course, the XR is not out yet. Yes, we are squarely in the era of $1,000 plus premium smartphones. In some places, these things are up to $2,000 US equivalent. These are expensive smartphones, and they're becoming harder and harder for me to recommend because of how good the cheaper smartphones are getting. But there's always going to be people with money. There's always going to be people that want premium. And this thing, this whole experience, it spells premium. So let's do it. Let's check out what a premium unboxing experience is like. I'm going to start with the XS Max. Would you look at that? Designed by Apple in California. The biggest iPhone, the XS Max, 6.5-inch display. There's no more home button. The home button is completely dead. Space gray color. That's actually a nice color. I like that. Now you have the glass over top. You have the power brick. I've been critical of Apple in the past because of this power brick. Yes, it's super portable, but it's not capable of any style of quick charge. It's a slow charger. This phone is capable of a quicker charge. They're just not giving you the brick to take advantage of it. So you will need to spend extra money if you want to charge your phone more quickly, like you can on various Android devices. Come on, Apple, put the quick charger in the box, please. Okay, remember guys, we have to talk about stuff like this so that we can hopefully see in the next version that improvement, maybe get the quick charger without the extra $40 on the $1,000 smartphone. Nonetheless, that's the power brick. Ear pods, these are wired ear pods. Another thing that's absent in the box, which was in the previous version, is the lightning to headphone adapter. Camera module up in the corner here. Dual lens setup, unlike the budget XR. We have the larger power switch, just like on the iPhone X. I mean, this is really like a scaled up iPhone X, to be honest. Do we have an 8 Plus? I should do a quick comparison, actually. There is the 8 Plus versus the XS Max. So you can see the footprint nearly identical. If I hold them like this, it's basically the same. You still have the big notch at the top, necessary for Apple's style of Face Unlock, Face ID. There's a lot of tech housed up in there, so that's the trade-off. Here is your first look at the OLED display. It's vibrant. I mean, this kind of is a must, in my opinion. Like, if you're spending this kind of money, you gotta be in the OLED territory. It's just more vibrant. The viewing angles are so much better. This just emits a nicer image, in my opinion. I'm a bit of a speaker junkie when it comes to smartphones. The iPhone sounds better. You know, it's a pretty big deal against the Note 9 because the Note 9 is one of the better sounding smartphones. I'm giving it to the XS Max. Oh, you have a quick size comparison there too. I'm impressed with the sound. It's pretty good for a smartphone. So we got some new information here, information that really shouldn't be new. You know what? The sound is really good, even on video. Like, holy, it's super clear. This thing is crazy expensive, but it sounds really good. So that's what your notch looks like during video. When it's up against a white background, it's a little bit more offensive. But here, it's not so bad. Now, the thing about the notch is, it's on so many devices now. It's kind of hard to criticize it on the iPhone because it's just like it was adopted by so many, including the device that I was most recently using, the Pocophone. But at least in that case, you can turn it off and just have it blacked out. Like the OS will essentially put a black bar across the top as if you had a bezel. Apple, on the other hand, there's no option in the settings menu to black that out. The notch life is here to stay at least for a bit. That said, still not my personal preference. Let's check out the camera real quick. So I'm gonna go for a little portrait mode here. Where's Connor McGroogles? Move him into the foreground.
I know he's afraid of a smack.
Look at that, beautiful bokeh in the background. That's what you're looking for in your portraits. Actually grabbed the edge pretty nicely around the hair. That's normally what I look for. I'm not a huge fan of these portrait modes. I've told you that in previous videos, but as far as they're concerned, this is definitely one of the better ones. I mean, this is an $1,100 phone. It's one of the best cameras in the business. Let's go ahead and do a regular photo so I can just show you the difference. This is what it looks like with no portrait effect. You can see the depth of field is completely different. It's been a long time since I've done an iPhone selfie, in fact. Maybe even a year? iPhone 10 era? Circa? My skin tone is looking quite healthy on here. I look more alive than usual, less zombie-like. Not sure I trust it. Jack, is that my actual skin tone? How do you feel about that? I think it makes me look a little more pink than usual. It's a hell of a selfie. It's a nice selfie. Honestly, I expected to love the camera on here. In fact, it's probably the reason you would buy one of these. It's a big reason, is because of how great their cameras have been and for how long. Granted, we gotta keep on seeing things through the lens. See what I did there? Through the lens of the price point. Is it 3 times better? Is it twice as good? Now let's go ahead and quickly unbox the regular XS Kablamo. I don't know, for me, if I had to choose one for the extra $100, I'd probably go for the larger one. You get the bigger battery. I said in the recent video, the battery actually shrank on this one from the iPhone 10. It's a little smaller. Granted, the processor should be a little less power hungry, so expect battery life to be similar to the iPhone 10. Let's go, here we go. Here we go. We have every single new iPhone XS and XS Max. We have the space gray, but that's kind of like pearlescent. What are they calling this? Just gold. They're just calling that gold. Now, you would really expect them to go all out on the naming there. It's not a color I've seen before. There's a pinkish rose to it, actually. We have silver with the white back. That's probably the last one I would pick personally, but it's up to you. And then, on top of that, we have some special ones here, courtesy of Dbrand. These ones have the new Matrix skin on them, so if you're looking for something a little more aggressive, a little bit more matte, how about that? Ooh, very nice. Apparently there's a deal on these right now, 15% off site-wide, so if you want to get a custom look, this is a nice way to go. Okay, so there you have it. Another year, another new iPhone, the most expensive iPhone ever. This is the iPhone XS Max. I know a lot of you guys are interested in this. There's a lot of iPhone fans out there in the audience. Of course, this is just a preliminary video. This is an unboxing video. You know, I tested out just basically whatever I can do, my first impressions and so on, but I do intend on doing something more comprehensive. If you hope to see that, do me a favor and leave a thumbs up down below to encourage me to do so, but I could possibly see myself switching to this iPhone XS Max if you guys are interested. It's gonna be a little bit painful, but I might have to do it for you. It's quite possible. All right, XS Max, XS, every single one unboxed here on Unbox Therapy. Subscribe. I'll see you very soon.
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy using my Android phone now. Yeah, I don't like the way Apple's been treating people. You know, I'm talking about coming clean. These guys are, they're trying to pull some strings here, I think, for a lack of a better term, and it's not working out for them. They're being exposed. There's too many people that are aware of this this scam that's happening. The scam called Apple. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.